Hey folks, so today we're going to be going over basically how to set up your Reblath for enhancing for profit. Now I'm going to have chapters in here so that you can basically jump to the bit that's most useful for you. So first off, we're going to do some setup information. So basically to set it up, you need to be in Velia, come to Trananundafo, the blacksmith, and then this is where you need to decide whether you want to do Reblath shoes or Reblath gloves. Doesn't matter which one you pick, they're the exact same. Just pick one or the other. Do not use both because then it's more complicated for repairing. Because basically, to repair things, you just need to buy multiple, then go into repair max duration, and then you basically look for what you're wanting to repair and then recover. And it'll recover 10 at a time. So try not to ever repair a 5, because if you repair the 5, then it's a case of it's going to cost twice as much to repair that 5. Because at the end of the day, it uses the same materials to repair 5 or 10. You can just hit continuous if it is a round number. So then that's it for buying them. Then for upgrading them to the point that you need for building your fail stacks or enhancing for profit. That's what this is about. It's for building your fail stacks for enhancing for profit. You're going to need some Blackstone armor. Now you can get these from killing enemies or from the central market. Advise central market. Do come through pretty quickly if you put in buy orders, and it's pretty cheap to have them. It doesn't really affect the costs that much whether you have to go a bit higher. I generally get them about 110 to 120 as thousand, and then you will need a few hard black magic crystals for going above plus 15. These you combine with 2 Blackstone armor to create your concentrated magical Blackstones. Now that makes it much cheaper because, as you can see, it's 2.4 million for a concentrated magical Blackstone, whereas a hard black crystal shard is 1.7 million right now. You can usually get it for cheaper. It's shot up recently. But if you just go 1.7 plus 2.4, sorry, 1.7 plus 0.24 to be more correct, is just under 2 million, which is saving you around 500,000. So make them yourself, it saves you money. But yeah, anyway, so that's it for what you need item wise for making these to plus 13 and that. I'm just going to pick up a few more shoes just so I can show you the enhancement. So 5 will be good enough. Now, I'm just going to show you the calculations. So this is on my profit calculator. I'm on version 1.1 now. And basically it's just this new Reblath setup. So now I've got to explain this the best way I can. So bear with me. So here you edit the Blackstone cost. Here you edit the concentrated magical Blackstone cost. Obviously it's much higher right now. This is correct for me right now, but again, you just go and file, make a copy. This is linked in the description, and then you can edit the values to what you need. And then this is the repair cost. You shouldn't really need to change it, but let's say you're not doing Reblath, you're doing Grunel, you'd be able to change it here, and it'll be more accurate. So I just realized I did make a mistake here. That should be 12,900. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly change this to equal the repair cost, and then I'm going to put that in brackets, and just in case, that should never change, but in case you want to do things. But that means if the item you're using is like more expensive, it will change with that repair cost. Because generally the repair cost is going to be the cost of that item for green gear or white gear, unless you're doing yellow gear for it, which I would not advise because that's so much more expensive per stack for building your stacks. But at the end of the day, it's your choice. Anyway, so what we're going to go through is, so from buying your base costs the same as the repair cost, obviously. Then plus 1 costs the cost of your Blackstone. Now these are all 100% up to a plus 5 stack. Plus 5 version, sorry. So it's simply just adding the cost on each single time. Then it goes to a 75.4% chance. This is at having a 0 stack on all of this. Now, this means it changes. So when you fail, it costs 5 durability, which means half of the repair cost. So that's what this bit here is. Half of the repair cost when you fail, but it also uses up a blackstone. Now, if you succeed, it uses a blackstone as well. So this is blackstone times success chance, and then you plus the failure chance times the cost of the failure, which is obviously the blackstone and the half the repair cost. And then basically you do that for each one. So because it's a 33% chance, it goes up. But because the repair cost is cheap, it doesn't really go up in price that much, despite it becoming lower and lower success chance. So then basically we just go, okay, so the cost for the click divided by your success chance plus the cost beforehand. So overall, to make a pry for your fail stacking is going to cost 24 million. Now, the reason we don't look at anything above a pry is because that's going to come to you naturally from building your fail stacks. You don't need to worry about making duos to start off with. You can start doing fail stacking as soon as you get your plus 14s and your pries. Now, that's it for the costs. Now we'll go into showing how you can actually make it cheaper than that, because those costs were exactly on every single tap you do is at a 0 fail stack, or a +3 in my case. So these values aren't exactly accurate because I always have a +3 in there. If you don't have that +3, you'll have a different chance. You can edit those chances yourself to see what it would be at if it wasn't, like, if you don't have a +3. So let's say your value is 72%. I don't know what it is without the +3. You just change the 75.4 on the +6 one to 72%, I think I said, and then it would do the maths for you. But basically what you're going to do is click. See, these two went through first try, so that's 115,000 each time rather than 116 and 119,000. So it does save you money doing it this way. Now, I would advise clicking. You can do Force Enhance if you're lazy, but this is going to cost you 5 Blackstone armor and 20 max duration. So it believes you can do it in 4 clicks because it's doing 20 duration. Now, I did that in 1 click, which is much cheaper, which is why I wouldn't advise to do Force Enhance. Now, I know what you're thinking. What if you fail loads? Well, then you're building a fail stack, so it's not a bad thing. But what I'd advise is be careful. So now I've got a plus. Well, I should be able to get the next click. Like, this should go up to the next tier before it breaks. Now, this is where you've got to be careful with what you've got here. So now I'm going to keep it at a 0 stack because I don't want to accidentally waste any potential pluses that I get. So, like, if I was to say break this one here and then start on the next one. Now, it doesn't use your plus chances here, but when you get to +5, it's only 82% chance, and it's going to use your 7 fail stack or +4. So you don't want to really do that with a higher stack. So always try and make sure you've got a 0 stack for pushing up the first few levels, because it pretty much always goes. Obviously, it's not guaranteed. Sometimes you'll have things like this. Now, let's say you just built up a 10 stack on a +7, so that's a 34% chance. You don't really want to use that there, but you can use it here on the item that's more likely to go because you pushed it up. So the more expensive ones, if you use your lower levels to upgrade. Sorry, I'm trying to explain this the best I can. So yeah, if you use your lower levels to build up a fail stack, that shouldn't really be worth using. Like, I shouldn't have used that one there. It got up to like a 44% chance. But basically, just keep tapping, to be fair. It's generally going to be okay. Now, I've built up a 14 stack on that one, and now I can't use that one anymore. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and use this to push this one up to +13 because it's a higher chance. Again, that'll bring down the costs of building your 13. So I've got a +13 here without having to repair 2 +13s actually, and that's quite impressive. Usually it's nowhere near that good, honestly. So now I've got a 0 stack again. I'll push up the next one. So the more you do at the same time, the more likely you are to actually make these costs go below 24 million to getting them up to +15. Now, one thing that you do need to bear in mind is when you're going from plus 14 to plus 15, that is going to be the one that you're most likely to build up a really high fail stack. So if you make a plus 20 or a plus, even a plus 30, if you manage to do a plus 30 without getting a plus 15, do not keep clicking that. Just take it off, either put it into your Nadar's band if you have one, or use a, it won't let me go onto it. Oh no, hang on, sorry, it is on here. Use the blacksmith's box to extract them using the extraction here. And you just buy them from Shannon Undervow as well. So that's basically it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue trying to build these fail stacks. Sorry, I need to pay attention to where the 20s. So this one, again, this is low enough to not really worry about it. I've actually had quite a good luck here, because usually when I go through them, I usually get them all to like plus 11 before the break. Now I know I've got like a plus 7 here, but having that plus 13 in the first go is actually pretty good. I know I think I had the first plus 13 already. But yeah, so all you do, just keep clicking. It doesn't cost much per click because it is, at the end of the day, 119 is what it's saying, but it's 115 is what I'm using. Now this is up to a 24 stack, so I could take this out, but I'm going to push my luck, see if I can get this up to a 30 stack. Now I do need to repair. Again, to repair, just trying to undervow, buy a lot of shoes. You can just tap right click, and now it's a bit noisy, sorry about that. But basically, if you spam right click, it's quicker than left clicking on the buy button, because the buy button has a timer, like how long it takes for the button to unpress. Whereas with this, you can just right click and it instantly does it. Now I've probably bought too many, but that's fine. But here we go. So you just do continuous, like I was saying before. You can just click on continuous to repair them. I should pay attention just in case I repair one that's not on perfect 80, but I think they were all perfect 80, so that's fine. I say perfect, but you know what I mean. Anyway, so sorry this is kind of dragging out at this point, but honestly, I don't blame you if you don't want to continue watching, but I'll just show you basically the whole process. It does take some time at times, so let's see if we can get this plus 13 to give us a plus 30 stack. Just one off. And now with this is just a normal, so this is where you could use your plus 14s to push your 30 stacks up, or like, so let's say you only have plus 14s to start off with. This is just an example. So what you can do, because you're trying to get your plus 15s to go up to your prize, so you have prize to use, is you can click on these to try and push it up to the 40 stack. So one off, but then we've got the plus 15. So if that had gone through, you could use that for doing a duo and accessory enhancement for profit. Now that's a 15. If you look, so it's a 15.29% chance to make this into a pry. So you don't really need to worry about putting a stack in. If you were going to put a stack in, I'd say just like a 10 stack. I wouldn't use this to try and build fail stacks because you only get plus 2 off it, and its chances jump up so high. So like, there we go, plus 19, now I've got a pry. So that is basically how simple it is. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already and you found this useful, obviously. And I will see you next time. Ciao for now.